So I'm going to talk to you about the strategic board letter forecast. And I'm going to assume that most of you actually know what the strategic board letter forecast is, but every so often there's those people that have amazing board letter coordinators, and they do it all. So all you do is submit your paper to your board letter coordinator and they put it in. But what it is it's actually a SharePoint that Luge has, so all of the departments within Luge can get into the strategic board letter forecast. And this provides information about the board letters and their date of their hearing, if they have a legal ad, if they're for vote, and what district that they're in. Who sees the strategic board letter forecast? First of all, Sarah sees it every week. Once a week, I make this beautiful creation behind me, and we actually give that to Sarah. It shows her what items are controversial, what items are for vote, and what district each item is in. She looks at it every week. She looks over how many board letters we have listed on every particular board date. And believe me, if there is a board date that is listed with 15 and each one around it has 4, she's going to ask us to move items. And that's where the flexibility comes in, knowing that we can move these board letters and so that we don't have days that the board members are going to be going to board hearings that are hours long just based on the fact that we couldn't distribute these board letters well. In addition, the SBLF goes to Helen Robbins-Meyer. Every 2 weeks, we actually meet with all of the staff officers, and beforehand, everything that is in the Luge Strategic Board Letter Forecast is put directly into the CAO's same version. Because I don't have the knowledge that you guys have, I use exactly what you guys gave me in the Luge SBLF. So if it's any wrong information in the Luge SBLF, it's going to go in wrong to our CAO as well. Also, all of the group's exec staff look at this. Their staff officers, they help plan their board meetings. And in addition, each of you should be looking at the SBLF. Because you should be looking at this, weighing over what other departments within Luge have going on a Wednesday, and this should help you gauge when you put your board letters. If there's a date that has a lot of board items already listed, consider if you can go on a different day. The importance of the SBLF for us is it allows Luge to plan the board meetings. It helps us evenly disperse the board letters throughout the board meetings. It helps us to disperse controversial items that might be discussed for a lengthy period of time during the board meetings. And also allows us to identify if items are for vote, which is important if we find out that a supervisor or 2 aren't going to be at the meeting and we won't actually have enough supervisors for a for vote item. It also helps us identify conflicting board letters, or if there's 2 board letters, if they're heard together, they could be confusing. And also helps us direct the numbering for the agenda. The agenda is based on if an item has a legal ad, where it's located, things like that, so it helps us do our agenda. In addition, the concurring departments at times will look at the SBLF to help them plan. I've heard that OFP will sometimes look to kind of balance what they know they're going to have to review with their workload. So they'll look in ahead and see what's coming. Also, it informs the board and the clerk about anticipated length of board meetings and ensures that the board's agenda can be handled in a reasonable time frame. Items that we've seen listed incorrectly in the SBLF, if items are for vote or not, it could be listed either way. If items have legal ads, and also forgetting to list the second board hearing, if there's 2 board hearings for an item. Also, if you know that you have an item that needs to go to the board every 5 years, don't list it a month or 2 before the hearing. Try to gauge ahead of time and put those items in so that we can see them, and also so that we're not running against a timeline where we have an agenda that already is very filled, and all of a sudden we have this item that has to go in because it's has to go to the board before 2 days before the grant has to be done or whatever. So help us plan, and then I won't be reaching out to all of you and asking if you'll be moving items just so that we can accommodate keeping board hearings short. Thank you.